Hello, hello. Here we
Hey,
are.
hey, how's it going, Niels?
Good, good. Quiet day for me trading wise, but looks very interesting in the market today. Maybe I've missed a few things. You told me you took a few trades, so I'm like, oh, I missed out on that.
Yeah, so one of the things that I follow, which is Quant Edges, they have a couple times a year they have a what's called a 310 volatility signal. So basically, what it is after the market has like we were just in this period where we were just grinding higher,
Yeah,
small pullbacks, every dip was bought, right? And that those Globex dips. I mean, I was that was a pretty reliable trade. Find your spot and buy it in Globex and make sure you get out before the open. Um,
yeah,
but that grind higher kind of just lulled everyone to sleep. And I've seen this signal before that it kind of I don't know the details in the particular of it, but basically after long periods of volatility contraction, there's going to be a volatility expansion. And they found a way of really isolating when it's about to happen. It usually they put out the signal and it usually happens within the next 3 to 6 days.
cool.
So I'd gotten the signal like last week, and I've been watching it and kind of expecting that it was going to come. And with all the news this week, you kind of had to expect that there was going to be some
Yeah,
outsized.
no, for sure. Like I don't watch any indicator stuff, but my gut feeling after 15 plus years said like, yeah, I was very likely that we're gonna do this. Um, I just have not a fixed rule, but a fairly hard rule that I shouldn't trade on Fridays because statistically it's my worst day.
Ah,
Um, but I was like, oh, like I felt it like, yeah, this is probably gonna happen, and then it happened. But anyway, so I didn't do anything, which is fine. But yeah,
yeah, well, that's interesting. You kind of get that sixth sense for things after you watch it for
yeah,
so long, right?
yeah.
I understand what you mean by that.
Usually on days that I don't trade though.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
interesting that like so it seems like every trader has a day that's either good or bad for them. So you
yeah.
say you
Here's
you
Danny. I'll add him.
okay.
Hold on. Yeah. Hey, Danny.
Hey, what's
Hey,
going on?
hey Danny, how's it going?
Good. Are we live on Twitter?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I know that. Yeah, you mean I think the way this was it was kind of snowballing this week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did a lot of work on like the Stock Trader Almanac, and I know that Handle Stats was very bullish with me yesterday and the day before. And I just think this was long overdue. And
I agree.
obviously.
Yes.
Obviously, Mr. Trump had a little part to do with this. I maybe I'm slow on the news, but I saw something that he tariffed Switzerland too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Didn't even see that. No. Oh.
Anybody be surprised?
And the funny thing is that the United States has been working to try and improve their relationship with India for the last like 20 years, kind of a pushback from China, and then you know I think it was Pakistan and India that just had like a little skirmish where they were blowing each other up. And, here's Trump. He's trying to make deals with India. And then he does a deal with Pakistan to open up their gas lines. And, he literally just telling India like to F off, I don't know. To me, it's the craziest stuff I've ever seen. But anyways, were you going to pull up a couple charts?
I have a few charts. Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
see.
yeah. And
Uh,
Manny, you've been trading okay today?
Yeah, Danny. So I was just telling Niels. I think you were. I know that you're aware of it. I know you in the room. We were talking about the 310 volatility expansion signal.
Yeah.
For the last couple of days, we've been looking for range expansion and outsized days, and yeah. So typically it's going to happen after the news, and I think the FOMC they squeezed them higher, and that was a big profit take, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've sold since.
Well, I just think the constant barrage. I mean, I don't know. Was it 2 days ago where there was like 8 Trump press releases? And I just don't think the markets can take that at the highs. And I don't know. If the S&P's made like 17 new highs. It was up 5 days in a row. I mean, it was looking for a bruising, I think. But
Yeah.
anyways, Niels, what do you got going here?
Yeah, I got a footprint chart of the ES. Then I have a little 1 minute chart of NQ. I have Bitcoin up and a smaller chart of the ES.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any particular levels that you're looking at?
Today, not really. So I already told Manny, like I didn't trade today, and I'm trying to follow my own rules a little bit better, like not trading Fridays.
Yeah.
Which sometimes it's still difficult, but yeah. So no, statistically, my Fridays are like the worst. But also funny because I had such a feeling that today was gonna go exactly like it went. I'm like, no, I should stick to my rules because it's been working well lately. I'm like,
yeah,
all right. Yeah.
That's interesting. You know, Niels, I came in today and I kind of had the same mindset. You know, I told myself I'm not looking to trade anything because as you guys know, yesterday, you know, I had the big short that I caught. And typically after a trade like that, you know, a 60 pointer, I'm going to kind of enjoy the win a little bit.
Yeah.
And then today, and I'm seeing the drop, right? Because remember, we were expecting this volatility expansion. So I'm seeing the drop, right? And as I'm coming into the office, I'm feeling great about not trading. Then I see the drop, and I'm like, oh God, you know, what am I doing? Come on. And so, but I was really good about it, right? So I stayed out of it. I let the wholesale sell happen. I didn't try anything. Then as we started rallying a bit, came back down. I said, all right, I think we rallied up to like 62.88. 62.89, and then we faded a little bit. And I remember I told David in his room, I said, hey, if we come up and we test 62.95, the overnight high, I'm going to take a shot up there. That might be worth it if we roll over. And so yeah, I took the shot up there. I sold 62.94s, and I didn't, you know, being a Friday, I should have put the size on, man.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I sold two only, and I covered one for 5 points. And then the other one, I just I'm still in it.
Nice.
If we take out the lows, I have a pretty reliable signal here. Niels, it shows on your platform as well that the low of the day, 62.43.75, that's an incomplete auction down there. And so typically, it's not a signal, but for me, that represents that's not typically the way the day is going to end.
Oh, here, yeah.
So when I see that, it's always a red flag. Obviously, at 62.98, I'm not thinking 62.43. I'm just looking to get to break even and manage and monitor for continuation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is there now, and as close as we are, I'm thinking, hey, why not? It's worth it to hold out, see if we get a little bit lower.
Yeah, they look like they're going to go lower, but you know that. I think that they were kind of telegraphing this a little earlier in the week. They were. And I think it started like on Monday. We were higher on the day, and then we sold off, and we rallied back a little bit. And then we did that same thing Tuesday. And then when we went into Wednesday, you could kind of see them. It was the price action was flipping from like buying into weakness and watching these little pop-ups fail every time they went up. And that's what they've been doing all week. I mean, and then not only that, I think the volume, like, I don't know if it was Friday or last Thursday, it got down to the S&P volume got down to like 870,000 contracts.
That's right.
And then in the last couple of days, I think we did 1.87 million yesterday. And I don't know what we've got today. Can you see the volume, Manny? I don't have it up.
Yeah. So where are we at right now? We're at 1.6. Currently, the ES is down 118 points, down 1.87% on 1.6 million. 1.6.
Yeah, but we're going to get over 2 million contracts today.
Your audio is a little bit cracking up, I think, Danny.
Is that me cracking up? I don't know if that's me or.
No, it's not getting any better.
I just want to say one thing, and I've been talking to you about this, Neil. We're really, really excited to be working with you. And we know the amount of time and effort that you put into this. And like I said the other day, I remember when we were talking about this in the beginning, you kind of expressed to me that you wanted to build.
Danny, hang on a second.
I can barely hear you.
You're breaking up really bad.
Yeah.
Maybe just refresh, because we really want to. I really want to hear what you have to say, and you're breaking up.
Me too. Let's see.
Hey Niels, but one of the things we could highlight is on double, you can see where I faded it, right? You can see that notch, that
Yeah.
clear as day. I mean, that's if you're gonna take some risk, why not take it up there?
True. But even simple things, like the VWAP, like you can see them trying to get it higher, and then they failed, right? So here they failed. So when they failed,
look at that. You can see the volume dying out at the top. It's just a couple of people getting in there trying to hold it up. They couldn't hold it at all.
Exactly.
And then look at the break when we came down. That volume low.
Break,
those little stops getting hit.
Yeah, very, very interesting to see. So
that's pretty cool how you have the VWAP on the screen. Is that's it in a block form?
Yeah, because I want to still read the numbers on the footprint.
Right. So you're gonna have to teach me that trick. So I can have that.
Yeah. Just put it in as a hollow block, a hollow price, something like that. Let me see. VWAP. Price box, price box below. Yeah, like I have a little things that I like to do in the footprint. Like I have it as a fixed ratio of the height of the numbers. So even if you move the chart, like it doesn't, like you can make it smaller and bigger again, but the numbers don't change, like the height don't change. So you can always read it when you're back. So normally when you put it on automatic, it goes smaller, right? Like almost every chart, like it goes like small to automatic, and then you cannot like read the number. I have no idea what this is. This is too small,
Right.
Then I put it on this, and it's always the same size for me. So yeah, even if you go down, it will always. You can always read it, and I think I like it like that because the numbers are there for a reason.
Right, and especially towards the end of the print. You really need to dial in there and see what it is, because
exactly.
Look a lot the same.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard if you really do it. Danny's back, I think. Let me see.
Can you guys? Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah, there we are. It's better, I think.
iPad's much better.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, we're going into the weekend.
Danny, do you think that this was labor market slowdown? Fed risk? What are you thinking here?
I mean, on the S&P, you're going into the later part.
The S&P, why we're down, almost 2% here.
Yeah,
things were all rosy just 2 days ago.
I was talking to my cousin Charlie about that today. He's been trading. He trades stock really well, and he bought a bunch of stocks back on toward the lows in April, and he's not afraid about any of this. He said, "What's the S&P down?" I said 1.5%. He goes, nothing. For us, because we're looking at it so closely, and we haven't had any big down moves. It looks like it's a giant move, but when you really look at the scope of things, this is just a small drop. Now, will it go down late in the day? I got to admit that definitely it's a sell rallies market, but there's always like this, and this, Manny, there's always kind of like a late day, push. And whether that happens before the, 3:30, 3:30 or 2:30 or whatever, late in the day going into the imbalance, or, I just think there's a good possibility that they'll go back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody's just getting a little too negative, I think.
True.
It'd be interesting to see what happens here if we flush these lows, and see if that attracts more sellers.
Yeah.
I think it could die out quickly. If we did and we jump back over the early low, I'd probably take a shot if I had MIM backing.
Yeah. Well, here, Manny, why don't we talk a little bit about the trader funding?
Sure.
Yeah. Why you lead in, because you're really on the tech side of this.
Well, I mean, one of the interesting things that's developed over for me at least personally over the last year and a half is I've started using prop firms in my trading. I was a private, I've been trading futures for over 15 years, and recently I started using prop firms, and I it was a let's see what this is about. And after I got it, I started to see it as more of a risk mitigation tool. So I don't have to lay out that much money, and I can also trade. One of the big problems that I kept coming into was how these trader funding companies were being run, and just the constant problems and not being able to get support on the line was just very, very frustrating. As you know, it's hard enough battling these markets day in and day out, right?
Yeah.
You need tech and you need support on your side if you're going to come in here and win every day. And so that really is where I think that where you and I started talking, and where we saw an opportunity for us to bring something new and fresh to the market. And now with integrating with Niels and Delta Trader, it just provides great synergies across the board.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm really excited about that. And I know that we're working on the dashboard. We're getting ready to get hooked up to the API. You've been doing a lot of work yourself. Where do you think we're at in the process as far as?
So right now we're really putting a lot of time and a lot of thought into our trader dashboard. We want this to be something that is an actual tool for the user, for the trader, right? If it helps you make better decisions and better trades, then it's on there. And so we think we're gonna come out. We're gonna innovate. We have some new innovative tools that'll help the traders make better decisions. We think. I know I'm using them. I know they're helping me make better decisions. I know our small group is using them and they're making better decisions. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
And our support team is really strong, and we're looking to see if we can add some value to a space that needs it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've always known my concerns, right? And when we've had our meetings with Rhythmic and stuff, a lot of these prop firms get whacked around in the beginning, and we've worked hard, and we're going to continue to work hard to figure out some of the safeguards, but it's still pretty risky, don't you think?
Yeah, there's a lot of risk involved, and I think that's one of the reasons why we want to see if we can add some value. I mean,
yeah. There's been several firms that have gone out of business recently, right?
So we've seen a couple of different prop firms go out of business, and typically what the general story there is that prop firms come out, and I think that their ethos kind of misaligned with what the market needs, and they come out and they kind of jump the gun. They end up needing to change rules or make adjustments on the fly, which is never going to be received well by the trader. They want you to come out and know your program and have your rules set, and they want to understand those rules and they want to abide by them, and they don't want very much change there.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be exciting, but it's going to be challenging. But I mean, I agree with what you said about the relationship with Niels. I think that when we launch the product, it's going to be not like anything else out there. Do you agree with that, Niels?
Of course I do.
Well, I mean, just the things that we're building along. I mean, we love the trading platform, but
we want to be careful about what we divulge here, but there is going to be a lot of outside the box thinking. Just think about all the things that your funding company may not be helping you with. We're going to help you with those. We're going to have a hands-on approach. Each trader is going to come in and be treated like one of the family, and we're going to try to see if we can make traders perform better and see if we can grow a strong team.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want to develop a good set of traders in the background, and that's really important. I mean, you're not going to survive without that. But, well, listen, you guys, we're going to be going into the latter parts of the day. Why don't we call it a day? And then next week, let's try to plan out to pull up some charts and get some levels and talk a little bit about where the markets are and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's great. I'd like to trade some of this stuff live on live while we're talking.
Oh, we're gonna be doing that for sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
We kind of on when the market reaches there. I don't want to make the market do something for me right now.
Yeah, the funny thing is I clear through Ninja right now, and everybody knows the kind of funny relationship between, TopStep and all these different brokerage firms. Well, I don't. Can you get Rhythmic at? I don't. You can't get Rhythmic at NinjaTrader, right?
No, TopStep no longer
Right.
supports
Not
Rhythmic
anymore, no.
or NinjaTrader, right?
So-
And you have to trade exclusively on their platform, which I would be very, very concerned with. They monitor position. They monitor positions. I would read the fine print on those user agreements.
Yeah, yeah. And then one last thing that I've thought about, Manny, and I think that this is important. I don't know what the liability of these other firms are if they know that certain frauds are going on and they don't make it public. And I know in Florida that there are laws that protect against that. That if you know that there's definitely fraud going on, and you let it happen, and it affects somebody else, then you could be held liable in Florida. I don't know the exact law, but I mean it makes sense, right?
I would think so.
If I know something could blow up in your face, and you own a business and you've known about it for a long time, and you blow up because of that, I believe there may be a legal precedent that you could potentially be caught up in some kind of arbitration dispute, legal. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
it
mean,
is.
one of the
Could be.
things that I'm hoping is that, as it moves forward and there is regulation, that there will be like a body, some kind of government. I know that there is one now that Mike Patak has been talking about for a while, but a real serious attempt at like merging these firms together to cooperate on that kind of level. Now, I don't know if that can happen. I mean, do you think it could, Manny?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think once they saw that it was going to be it was too self-serving.
Yeah.
And they weren't. I don't think he was able to garner enough broad range support.
Well, I mean, like that one firm that blew up that you've been talking to that was out of London.
Yeah, Thrive.
They got demolished by credit card fraud. Now, I don't know if they didn't have that well planned out, but obviously they didn't. And that's something that would be a basic thing where people could fraudulently get programs, decay the charges, and then you're stuck with trading losses or paying out profits against no income from, the account holder.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's wild. I mean, I think that there's a lot of little cracks in here that, it's just the way the business has gone. And I also think that that's why the big firms are able to handle it, because things have evolved so much over the years. They've got practices that safeguard a lot of that. And I know that people would say, well, your risk is, on people that make money on you. Well, it is, but I think there's other risks involved there too. You know what I mean? It's a lot wider than just going in there and saying, here's a free SIM account. Now we're going to take you to a live account. I mean, I just know it's going to be a process. I mean, we're going to learn a lot about the data in the beginning. We're already seeing some of the data.
And I think that's why we're so big on transparency, right, Danny?
Yeah, we are. And, we've also got a big educational thing that we're doing. And I think that that's good. I think all these firms should be doing that, just to let people blow out, and at least not have something in the background to say, hey, you know what, we're seeing this.
Yeah.
Want to let you know that we're here if you want to talk to anybody. And I know people would say, well, what do they know? You know what I mean? Well, the bottom line, and I think Niels knows this too, everybody thinks they know everything, right? And at the end of the day, nobody can know everything. It's just impossible. You can't keep up with all the headlines. You can't keep, in today's world, everything moves a lot faster than it used to move. So, you get these big swaths. And then last one thing, I'll just say this. I'm not going to say my source. I'm not going to reveal my source, but I do know one thing, that they do know, they do have a lot of information about this, and Apex is not the biggest trader funding company anymore.
Oh,
It may be the biggest volume company, but it's not the biggest moneymaker. And nor is TopStep.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that my source is well enough informed. And the firm that he said is the one that's doing the best right now is Take Profit Trader.
Oh, I believe that.
I kind of always knew that those guys would be good at what they were doing.
Yeah.
When we went and saw them, they're already making good money. They were preparing risk systems. They talked about spending over $1 million or a couple $1 million on tightening up their risk. That was back 2 years ago. And I think that they figured it out. I do. And they run a good ship. You know what I mean? They run them clean. You don't hear a lot of bad things about them.
Danny, I've traded with them. They're, I nothing but good things to say about them. Mm-hmm.
I met James and his brother, and they were real. They were real guys, and I think they've done a great job. And but it's a tough space, and we're going to learn pretty quick about how tough it is.
It is, yeah.
But anyways, why don't we call it a day? The S&P is going back down again, and then we'll pick it up next week. And like I said, let's get some charts up and let's start talking about levels next week.
Yeah, let's start doing some live trading. I think that's what most people are interested in. I know that's why I'm here. Why not? Let's show the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Let it rip, baby.
A lot of ugly.
Well, here's the thing, right? I only need to win 4 trades out of 10. So I'm gonna get 6 losers. That's fine.
Yeah, for me it's different, but my win rate is higher, but I play it more like 1-on-1, 1-on-2, like so.
See, I call myself a position day trader, so I'm probably trading twice a day, maybe 3 times.
Okay.
And holding it for as long as I can.
Yeah.
I don't per se take a lot of trades, but like I'm in it very, very briefly. Yeah, for sure.
Most days that's gonna be better. To be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
You like getting in and getting out.
Yeah, I like to spend as little time as possible in the market because I have.
I'll be honest. That's probably I'm jealous. That's way less stressful.
Well, we'd all like to spend a little less time on the markets, but that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, you guys have a great weekend.
Likewise.
Let's try to make a little money on the close here.
All right. Good luck, guys.
You got it. You too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. See you next week.